Morning, everybody. Sorry, of course, I had technical difficulties as soon as I started the webinar this morning, but we're here and we're ready to do this. So you are with myself, Christy Wilbert, the Senior Vice President of Medicare Offerings with URL Insurance, and then the beautiful Karen McDaniel, who's our Director of Compliance. We're the yin and yang today. So I'm going to tell you how to do stuff, and she's going to tell you what not to do, and also what to do. But today's webinar, the topic is Medicare educational and sales seminars. We're doing this topic today because we have been getting a ton of questions about this, Karen and myself, on what you can't do, what you can do, how to market it, when can you have food, when can't you feed people, all that good stuff. And instead of us continuing to repeat ourselves daily, almost, it seems like, because there's been a lot of interest, we thought, let's do a new webinar, let's record this, let's get it out there for everybody to educate themselves more on this topic, since there's been so much interest. And really, there are three great ways to increase your sales with Medicare. Seminars is a big one. It always has been, it always will be. The next one is mailers, good, reliable, and mailers are always working. And then community engagement. That's so important. I can't stress that enough. And we learn more and more about those three things being successful when we did our focus group here at URL last year. And we covered all of those topics during our conference. We did create a flyer for that. So if you're interested on seeing more on what the 62 plus age range individuals that were in our focus group had to say, I can get that flyer to you if you weren't at our conference last year when we handed it out. So just reach out to me and I'll provide that to you. We also have some great webinars that we did last year that are still out there and relevant and able for you to watch on demand. You can find those in our training library on our website. There's marketing workshops like Marketing Medicare, which is one that I did. I think Karen was on that with me as well. There was Marketing Medicare through Carrier Perspective. I believe Amy Curran from Aetna did that one. It's a great webinar. Grassroots marketing for Medicare, that goes all over the process of mailers, which is one of the top 3 ways to get leads. So I recommend watching that. And then Medicare Leads, and that was with Steve from Lead Concept. So that's a good watch as well. Upcoming events on April 2nd, we have a lunch and learn with Aetna here in our office. If you want to sign up for that, it's on our training calendar. And then on April 4th, we actually have UPMC coming into the office to do a lunch and learn as well. So trying to get back to doing some things face-to-face. We hope you take advantage of coming into the office, saying hi to everybody and your carrier representatives. There's a lot of great other things coming up for the rest of the month as well. And you can find those on our calendar, some in the office, some webinars, lots of carrier connections this month and next month, leading into summer. When it's our busiest time of year. AEP has this big misconception that it's the busiest time of year. Yes, for retention purposes, but we see the most new business come in over the summer months when people are retiring. So it's a good time to plan your marketing for summer. What we plan on teaching you today is how to find the perfect location for seminars, how to market seminars. Make sure you have a good understanding of what to expect with educational versus sales and the compliance around both of those. Really, for a sales seminar, just so you have a full understanding, it is created by the carrier. For a sales seminar, you're going in and you're talking about one specific carrier. They have typically created the presentation for compliance purposes. And most of them actually require you to do training on that presentation before they are willing to let you go out and do that and represent the carrier. Educational, on the other end, is something that you have full control over. You're creating the content, you're marketing yourself, you're not marketing one specific carrier, you're educating on Medicare and setting up appointments later to talk about the sales opportunities. So I'm going to let Karen kick it off here on the compliance end, and then I'll circle back and go over marketing.
Thanks, Christy. Good morning, everybody. That was a great segue into what I'm going to be talking about. So like Christy said, educational events, you have control over them. They are designed to just inform Medicare, beneficiaries about original Medicare. Those do not include any marketing of any plan-specific carrier, any carriers, any specific benefits. Whereas marketing and sales events, they're designed to actually steer the attendees towards a specific carrier or a plan. Should I go back to that one? So a lot of people are, afraid to host a marketing and sales event. They just think it's, a ton of red tape involved with CMS and having to get the carrier involved. But you're really kind of losing out, because with educational events, while they're great to, go out and just, inform the public about Medicare, you can't really, you can't collect scope of appointments. You're not allowed to just hand out a business card. The person actually has to ask you for your contact information. So really the sales events are the ones where you're going to get, more sales out of it. I mean, that's what they're for. So, I really would encourage anybody who's on the fence who hasn't done a sales event to really think about, hosting one after Chrissy and I are finished completing this. So with educational events, things that you are allowed to do are you can distribute anything that is just original Medicare specific, nothing with any plans or carrier information on it. When you market the event, it has to be marketed as educational only. You do not need to be filed with CMS or a carrier. I know there are some carriers out there who do like to know whether or not you're doing one or not, but it is not something that is required by CMS. If you're presenting the Medicare 101, which is something that you can create and you can send to me, and I'm happy to review it for you to make sure that everything is compliant and all the information that you have in there is correct. But if somebody in the audience does ask you a carrier about, or somebody in the audience does ask you a question, about a specific carrier, you're allowed to answer that question, but you can't go into any more detail. You can't offer more information than what they're asking specifically. So you can have your business card like out somewhere, on a table that when they're leaving, they can, they can take a card or, any kind of information that has your information on it where they can contact you. You can hold it in a public venue, libraries. I know a lot of grocery stores have community centers. I'm trying to think of other places, but Christy, I think, has a whole topic on where to hold those events. And then serve food. You can serve an entire Thanksgiving meal if you wanted to at educational events. You're not limited to what you can serve people. So if you're trying to, get your name out there, say you're offering a full meal and come on out and learn about original Medicare. What you cannot do, and I'm going to beat this one into the ground, is you cannot discuss any carrier-specific benefits. Just, please just keep it general, keep it generic. There's a ton of information on, I know Medicare has handouts. I know NABIP has handouts. CMS has handouts that, you can use. They're free. They're publicly available. You can use those. You cannot display a sign-in sheet. You cannot schedule any future marketing appointments or collect scope of appointment or enrollment forms. That is, scope of appointment one is a new one. You used to be able to collect them, but that was something that was changed last year with CMS. And then you are not allowed to hold a marketing sales event within 12 hours of the educational event. So for instance, you have at 7 o'clock in the morning, you hold an educational event at the library, and then you think, well, I'm going to hold a marketing event and market to the same people that came to the educational event at 7 o'clock at night. Can't do it. For sales events, you can use in sign-in sheets, but you have to indicate the information is optional. It's not a requirement. You can't require them to sign in. You have to follow any carrier that you are representing. You have to follow their filing reporting procedures prior to the event. Once you know if you want to do a sales event and you know which carrier you want to present, You can send that, let me know what carrier you want to do. I'll get you in touch with either the representative that needs to file the event or just how you file the event. 9 times out of 10, when you have to report an event specifically, to your broker rep, and this is really kind of for, a lot of our local carriers, like the Highmark, Geisinger, Capital, UPMC, and even Aetna, they will give you a rep that will want to come with you and help you with these events because they want you to make the sale as much as you want to make the sale because it looks good for them. And they want to make sure that you're doing everything correct. And, like Christy said, they give you the presentation and they will train you. If you're, nervous about it or unsure about it, they will train you on it. So the next point is, to make sure that you're only using the carrier approved materials and talking points, but they're going to give those to you. You are allowed to collect scope of appointments and applications because it's a sales event. It's no different than meeting with somebody one-on-one. And then you can schedule future appointments. There's a lot more that you can do with the sales events. You can call attendees if they give you permission for a follow-up call, but you must have the documented permission to contact. You can give away promotional items as long as it complies with the CMS rules of $15, per person. And then you're only allowed to offer refreshments or light snacks. So, coffee, tea, water, donuts, those kinds of, small pastries. What you cannot do during a sales event is you can't offer health screenings. You are not allowed to request or accept a referral. If they have somebody that they think would benefit from your services, you can, have them give them your contact information and that person can reach out to you. You're not allowed to give away cash or any other monetary rebates. You cannot offer meals again. You're not allowed to cross-sell or promote non-health related products. So, no life, no annuities. But if they have a spouse who is under 65, you can certainly, discuss, penny products or dental vision hearing, any kind of those, health related ancillary. You cannot require them to sign in, and you cannot require them to fill out a scope of appointment or an enrollment form. That's it for me. Christy?
Do you want to answer Liz's questions there? Do you see them? If not,
let me see. Let me read them really quick. Liz, I'm not sure. Let me get back to you on the folder question. Christy, why don't you go ahead and then I can just answer them at the end.
Okay.
I don't want to keep.
Sure, of course. So number one, when you'd have to first decide, are you going to do sales or are you going to do educational, which Karen just went over the difference of both of them. And then you're going to decide where you're going to host such seminar, right? So picking your location is probably the most important step of this whole process after deciding which kind of seminar you're going to host. Reason being is because there's a lot of things that can improve upon your location, but there's also a lot of things that can take away from it. We have done it all. We've had them here. We've had them at libraries. We've had them with agencies. And really what we have noticed is that people love a public venue. They don't like to be in an insurance agency or an office of any kind. They feel like they have more liberty to leave or stay, or it's at their own leisure if it's a mutual ground. So I think that's something important to note to you, just because it shows you in our experience over the past 20 some years of doing this. So really in our focus group, again, we learned that most people are really sad that upon retirement that their HR professional that has given them benefits their entire employment does not guide them into Medicare upon retirement. It is really kind of like, good luck, see you later. This is when your group employment ends, and this is when your insurance is going to end. End of story. They really wish somebody was referred to them to help guide them with Medicare, or that they had a relationship with a Medicare agent or agency that would come in to the office and do seminars. They think a lot of employees would appreciate knowing what they're eligible for or what to prepare for their next phase in their life. So really getting those relationships with large places of employment and working with HR departments and directors is a great place to start. Really because it's going to fill the room for you. It's going to do work all by itself. You don't really have that much that you need to engage with, except for nurturing that relationship with the group or organization or HR person, and maintaining it, the strong relationship to be able to continue to do it over years and years. Senior centers, that's not news to anybody. Everybody's heard of the high rise. Just make sure that they offer independent living. Skilled nursing isn't a good facility to go in. You want to go in where people are still able to make their own decisions with their health care and that sort of thing. So those are always good. Get in with the director. They have to hit a monthly, I don't want to use the word allowance, but we'll just go ahead and do that with things that they have to perform within the facility. So you coming in and saying that you'll offer something interesting or fun, like a bingo night or ice cream day or cake for birthdays or something like that, is help for the director. It checks off a box that they have to do, and it's also helpful for you. So it's a win-win. And again, they have the place that's going to fill your room, so it's less work for you. Other businesses with large books of business, like a financial advisor, a law firm, PNC agencies who don't do Medicare. All of these places have clients. So they can post something in their office. They can do a large email blast. They can give you a list of the 64 plus individuals that they work with, and you can send them out a letter. It's just instant prospects. That's what we're looking for. A place that can help you get people in the door and fill the room, right? That's your job when you're picking the location. And then I mentioned neutral spots. These always do very well, like diners, libraries, coffee shops, all places that have regular customers that you can advertise inside the facility itself to help fill the room. And I think it's important to note, this is my pro tip here, is the nurturing again. You can't expect to go out to anywhere, let's just say a doctor's office or a dentist's office or something like that, and expect that place to give you referrals or set up these types of things with you when they don't know you. You need to become a friend, you need to engage, you need to make sure you're reciprocating any referrals, that type of thing. So it's something that develops over time, and it does take blood, sweat, and tears. So advertising the event, you found the location, hopefully the location is helping you advertise on its own or bringing people into the room on its own. But if it doesn't, it's up to you to fill the room. So how are you going to do that? Flyers is a good one. Sign up sheets with the flyers. This is different than the sign up sheets Karen was talking about when you're in the seminar. This is to get people to the seminar. So that's okay. Mailers or email blasts to clients. So like we mentioned with the PNC agencies or the financial advisors, email blasts are great. Mailers are great. If you don't have a facility like that, you'll have to use a lead vendor to get a list of clients to email or mail to. We have vendors that we endorse here at URL, but you may use anybody that you wish or that you work with currently. And then there's social media invitation and campaign. Social media has made it easier and easier to market on it. You can pick demographics, you can target a certain location to have those pop-up advertisements go to individuals where they click on it. You only pay per clicks. It's not super expensive. You can actually set your budget by day if you want to. So all great ways to advertise an event. The pro tip there is to market multiple dates and different times of the day to accommodate schedules. Some people will still be working, so they can't make the 10 a.m. Some people like to go in the morning. Some people are better in the evening. So just make sure when you're advertising, you use the best of the space that you're advertising and do multiple dates at a time, not just one, because it's not going to accommodate everybody. And then obviously this only pertains to educational events because you can create your presentation. With a sales presentation, you are going to use the carrier and CMS approved presentation. So with educational, you can create it. It's really, I like this the best because content creation, we can hear your voice. What makes you special? Why is somebody going to work with you? Yes, you want to show that you're educated in Medicare and that they're walking away with a base knowledge of, their wins, their timelines, the possible, bad things that could happen, but they also want to know why they're working with you and how you can help them. So that's what makes the educational really awesome in my eyes. We do have a Medicare 101 basic that you can use as a template. Change it up, make it special, make it your own. Karen, as she said earlier, will review it for compliance. A lot of things that we've been seeing is agents are now using QR codes on a lot of things. We use them here internally on our flyers as well that link to, more information than just what can we fit on the flyer. How agents are using it in presentations is they'll put it up on the screen so everybody can use their phone for the QR code, and that actually gives them a place to put their name and email address so that you can send them the presentation. So it's a great way to get a lead, but it's also providing them the presentation. Offer a referral gift promotion. You're allowed to do that with the educational, not the sales, but the best way to get a referral is from your current clients. I mean, they are the best way for you to market. And that's everybody's goal really at the end of this, right? Is to make sure that every client leaves feeling so good and so connected with you that they are going to tell all their friends about you and give you referrals and get you referrals. So make sure that that is top priority at all the time during your engagement with your clients. And create a tangible takeaway item. If it's not a folder, if it's not a business card, make it be a pen, make it be something that they can refer back to. A magnet. Everybody puts magnets on their fridge. Calendars. I know I like a calendar. My realtor sends me one every year and it's always on my fridge. Something like that. If you're working with a coffee shop, maybe you're doing not the coffee cup, but maybe you're doing the outer sleeve. Or if you're working with the local VFW, maybe you're doing the throwaway coasters on the bar. Something tangible. Keep your name out there. Brand recognition is super important. Pro tip, keep it simple and clean and show your strengths when you're creating presentations. Lastly, I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of our Medicare Connections Conference. We did send out a blast this week letting you know of the date, which is August 22nd. It is going to be in person. We haven't decided if we're going to record it yet again this year. We did that for the first time last year live at the conference. Let me know if you watched it and that you found value in that. Let me know, and maybe that's something we'll do again this year. Super excited to have you back to the Hershey Lodge. We're going to have all the carriers. We're going to do expert panels again, have some good breakout sessions. It's not just going to be about the plans, but also how you can, get more leads and build your book of business, because that's what's important. So hope to see you there. And then we also just started sending invitations out for our VIP retreat at the Skytop Lodge. This is in Poconos, Pennsylvania. So I think it's our top 45 producers are going to be invited to spend some time with Ken and the leadership team at Skytop Lodge for some, celebrations of a job well done for 2023 sales year and our award ceremony. All right. Do we get any questions that we want to touch on?
Yep. So Liz had a great idea. She has a folder with her company logo on it and her telephone number that she puts the educational presentation in the folder. What she wanted to know if that was compliant. That's a great idea. It's perfect. As long as it's just on the desk or the table, that the attendees can just grab if they want to. It's no different than having your business card on the table. It's a really good idea. And then she also asked, she presents an educational events at a facility that requires individuals to sign in and out, that they won't be liable for any injuries that would occur on the property. But then that list is given back to the facility. That's fine if that's something that the facility requires, and you're not getting any contact information from those clients. That's fine to do that. And then Terrence asked, he wanted confirmation that I said you cannot accept a referral during your sales event. That's correct. You can't. You're not allowed to accept a referral during your sales event. They can, if they know somebody that could benefit from your services, they can take your card and they can give it to that person. That person can reach out to you.
Yep. And Keisha had on there about watching it from last year. Yes, that is still available on our website under the Medicare connections. I can send you the link, Keisha, to watch it now. There is no reason to watch the carrier presentations since we're this far into the year, unless you're still unsure about the products. Then yes, absolutely watch it. But there are 3 breakout sessions with a top producer and how to, organize an agency structure. And there's 2 marketing breakout sessions that we did that you probably would enjoy also. So yes, I still think there's value in watching those. Are brokers ever allowed to do sales events from multiple carriers within the same event?
Typically, no.
Yeah.
It would depend on the carriers. You would have to get it approved by the carriers.
Yeah, the only time you could do a sale, I think what you're thinking of, Rachel, is probably the sales event that you have to file if you're going to do like a vendor table, and you can have multiple, like they used to do applications actually at the vendor table back in the day. I don't know if people still do that anymore because everything's done online. But yeah, as long as you file it with those carriers, you can represent multiple carriers at like a vendor table. But to do like a presentation, no, you're only doing one.
Yeah, that would be like a 3-hour event because, some of the presentations could, go up to an hour.
Right.
And you would have to sit there for 3 hours.
Yeah, and they would have to be separate, right? You'd have to market them separately. I'm pretty sure there would have to be a break in between. So yeah, that would be a long day, but
yeah. Liz asked if she could put a flyer in the packet that states that she also helps with other services and list other services. If as long as it's just something in the packet that you're not, just handing out to people, but they take it, that's fine, and they reach out to you for the services, it's fine.
Yeah. All right, wonderful. Well, if anybody has any additional questions, feel free to reach out to Karen or myself. We'll be here the rest of the day. We appreciate your partnership in doing business with URL. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.